Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at another radio. This is the Retekess TR604W AM/FM NOAA radio. Not only is it a good price, but it's extremely easy to operate. And I'm going to explain why I think that might be a good idea for some folks. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today we're looking at this upgraded model of the TR604. This is the TR604W. It's AM/FM and it's incorporated a weather band into it. And it's extremely easy to use. Now why do I think that's important? Well, I think no matter what, if you're a prepper, you should have some kind of AM/FM emergency radio. Having a weather band included is definitely a good thing. You want to be able to keep up on what's going on around you. And, you know, the AM and FM will keep you informed, but the weather band will keep you informed from a ton of other stuff. It's not just weather on those frequencies. Those are also designated as national emergency frequencies, so if there's some kind of huge disaster, you're going to get information over those frequencies as well. The other part is it's incredibly easy to operate. This thing has 4 buttons, all right? Not every prepper is going to be a radio person. You know, I know when I got into prepping, I wasn't until I got into ham radio. Not every prepper is going to want to spend, you know, $500 on some fancy shortwave and then build an antenna outside. And, you know, it's just not realistic to expect everybody. And not every prepper is going to have great vision or possibly be younger and know how to operate a fancy, complicated radio. If you're dealing with somebody, you're getting them something like this as a gift, you know, because you want them to be a little better prepared and they're a little bit elderly, something like this is awesome. I mean, look how easy that is to read. You can see clear as day what you're doing, no problems. Really simple to read. Easy to use buttons. You got 4 here, you got 1 on the side, your power volume, your AM and FM and your NOAA band, and your low and high tone. Now that's kind of to make it sound a little bit different. You know, especially on AM when it's staticky, you want to keep it on low, because if you keep it on high, you'll hear a little more of the static. This is really simple to operate. You don't need even the manual, and I do have the manual here, and literally these are the instructions. It's literally like 1 page, and it's more just describing what everything is. Very simple to operate. You don't, even a child could operate this without instructions. It's very intuitive, and that's very handy for an emergency radio. Now it does have 2 ways to power it. On the back here, you will notice there's a plug for a 110 volt plug, and that's right here. And you can plug that in and power it that way. Or, you'll notice too, it has a battery box here. And this will hold 3 D batteries. Another good thing about it, even though not a lot of people have D batteries anymore, people don't stock them as deep as they used to, a good thing about it is they're always easy to get. You can pretty much bet that any corner convenience store is going to have D batteries. And that's kind of how I judge batteries for emergency items. Some of my flashlights, of course, you're starting getting into the more exotic, more unusual batteries. But when it comes to something for emergency use like this, I want to be able to run down to the corner store and get batteries for it if I need them. And that is definitely doable with something like that. It has a very nice, loud 2-watt built-in speaker. Very nice sound quality. We'll test it out in a minute. You do have the ability to use a 3.5mm earphone jack. But the volume and the quality of the sound are good enough there. It also will definitely meet the needs of people who possibly are a little hard of hearing and need to turn up the volume a little bit. You won't have any problems doing that. So let's test it out and see how it works. I'm going to start it on the AM band. And what I did was I shot it at night last night, the AM. I want you to see how well this pulls in stations. Daytime here, you're going to get nothing on the AM band. It's just how it is out here. But at night, you can pull in a ton of stations. So let's test that out. Then we're going to try the NOAA band, and then we'll try the FM band. All right, so the first thing we're going to test out is the AM band. Now, I am doing this at night, a couple of nights before I actually shot this video, because I want you to hear what it sounds like. Out here in the daytime, you will not get any AM at all. We don't pick up much out here. We're kind of in a bowl at about 2,600 feet. So even the stations we used to get out of Vegas, they've cut their power back. So we don't even get that. So let's see, this is a 740 out of San Francisco.
Acres of wreckage, 91 crushed FDN.
And I gotta say, that's really impressive.
Quiet, like the first.
So you can hear what it sounds like. I believe they're doing a 9/11 tribute here
Every once in a while you hear
on the radio.
Dispatcher on the radio trying to contact somebody.
And you can take it up low or high as far as the tone. Got a lot of static, so what I did is I kept it on low to kind of mute it. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with the AM reception on this. So let's move it on to the weather band. All right, let's take a listen to the weather band.
Charleston, 71 to 74 at Red Rock.
Tune it in a little better.
West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Monday, sunny. Highs around 80 in Mount Charleston.
Yeah, that's a nice clear signal as well. We actually do have a good weather band out here. The weather station, you can actually hear it very well. It used to be very, very poor, and they upgraded the transmitter, so we out here in Pahrump now get it, and it comes in really well. So lastly, let's test out the FM on this. All right, so we saw the AM, we saw the NOAA band. It definitely pulls those in very well. Now, let's try the FM band out. And I just have it on NPR. Unfortunately, I don't want to get a copyright strike. If they're talking, they're not going to give me a copyright strike.
How the parents, drivers, there was no school support. I mean, you would pull up
You
to
got
a
a
school,
huge antenna here, by the way.
I
The
don't
antenna
know
on this one is
when you're putting in a
23.6
jar in your bus
inches.
because the school won't let you in.
This is your low and high. Let me demo that for you really quietly here
Well,
for a
there's some schools
sec.
that don't want you to come into their schools.
That's low,
I don't know. That would be a school question.
You could go.
and that's high.
To go to the bathroom?
No.
Now
Some
on
of
the
them were not
FM
ready to
band,
come in. They did not want drivers.
the higher tone sounds a little bit better. On the AM band, you know, you get a little more static, a little more background noise. I would keep it on the low. But on the FM band, that
Use the
sounds
restroom
pretty
if you
good.
needed to at 7-Eleven or wherever, McDonald's or wherever. Now you can't stop anywhere. So, I mean, I know Mother Nature just decides when she
All right,
wants you
I
to-
won't bore you with too much NPR there. But unfortunately, it's the only channel I can put on here without getting a copyright strike or a copyright warning. But yeah, this definitely does the job. I would definitely have no problem giving this somebody who might be possibly a little sight impaired, a little bit elderly, maybe somebody who just isn't a radio person but wants an emergency radio. So let me wrap up and give you the final statistics on it. Well, let's start off with the most important statistic, the price. $25.49. You really can't beat that. That's a pretty darn good deal. For 25 bucks, essentially, you're getting a radio that is pretty darn high quality. I have other Retekess radios similar to this, desktop type radios, and I still use them. They're flawless. Gotta say, you know, if it weren't for YouTube, I would have never discovered this brand, and they've really impressed me over the years now. They've really impressed me. I've been real happy with them. And this radio is definitely performing like most of their other stuff. I have no problem with it whatsoever. So we already know we got a good price on it, but the stats on it. All right, the size, 8.6 inches by 2.4 inches by 5.7 inches. So it's not an unusually big radio. 2.12 pounds. That is with the batteries in it. So it's not super heavy or anything. Again, you know, something if you think about with seniors, maybe they don't have a lot of hand strength, not able to lift a lot of heavy things. Something like this, if you're an older prepper who maybe has poorer vision and doesn't want to learn a whole new radio system, this is definitely your radio. You have the AM, FM, and NOAA band. FM goes from 87 to 108 megahertz. Your AM band goes from 520 all the way up to 1710 kilohertz. And the weather band goes in channelized sections, I believe, in 162.4 to 162.55 megahertz. So you definitely got a nice wide range there. That's pretty much standard range of all AM and FM radios. The weather band, you do tune it. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Our weather band, as you saw, was up in front there. But when I lived in California, it was all the way on the other end. It was 162.55. So just depends on your local location. You'll have to tune around and find out. But definitely worth the money. And for 25 bucks, you can't beat it. So anyway, folks, that's the Retekess TR604W AM FM NOAA radio. I would think this would make an awesome addition for an emergency radio in your home. You know, if you're not interested in setting up antennas, if you're not interested in going, you know, full crazy with ham radio or anything, you just want a way to gather information in an emergency, definitely something like this, definitely important to have. So folks, thanks for watching. I will put a link down below where you can pick this radio up. I have it on Amazon right now. Don't forget to check out all our other links. We have our Amazon affiliate stored below that. Our freeze-dried wholesalers link, like I said, I got some videos coming up for that, for stuff that's going to really amaze you, that he actually froze freeze-dried. We're going to try out some cool stuff there. If you click that link, you're going to save 15%. Whatever you buy is 15% off. Don't forget our My Patriot supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. The last few months, you guys have been buying like crazy off that site. So make sure you get your orders in before shipping and stuff starts to slow down. And our Thrive Life link as well. I got to do some videos for you this month on Thrive. I definitely want to show you some of the new stuff that they've come out with. And you can check it out on my site right there. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.